My TV is broken. This one's got really bad sound. I got two of them the same, and both have the same fault. No sound, bad sound, whatever. Let's see why these ones became the way they are. Pardon me? This TV is making rude sounds. I'll do it again with the door closed because some jackass just fired up a chainsaw. Okay, turn on the power. Take a listen. The sound's actually working today. Usually the sound doesn't work on this at all. Listen. I don't know if you can see the speakers. This TV's got a sound problem. We'll turn it on again. Now I have two of these sets. This is mine. I use this as a monitor in my, I've got two of them. And I got them, I don't know, 10 years ago, I guess, at least. I think they were about 10 years ago. There's used to be a place out here, what was it called? Excess Cargo, I think it was. It was a clearance center that's long gone. And when LCD TVs were still quite expensive back, small ones were still a couple $100. And I think I picked these up. I bought two of them. And I think I picked them up for $49 a piece. My kids had them in their room when they were younger, right? So they could have a little TV to play DVDs and play their video games and stuff that they had of the day. And they didn't get a lot of use because, they outgrew them pretty quick because they were small. But I've been using it for the last several years. In my media closet, I had it stuck up against the wall, a couple zap ties around it to hold it in place. And this was used when I was servicing equipment. If I needed to check one of my media players, which I have to check because one of them, we had a power surge and one of them went offline, so I got to reboot that. And I would just use it to check the output of my modulators for I have my analog in-house cable system. And if there was a problem somewhere, I'd have to go and find a TV and take it in there so that I could check it out. So I use one of these because it's got a stereo tuner in it. And I could tune in all the channels that my in-house cable system had. And I went to turn it on recently, and the sound didn't work. So I'm going to take it apart and see why it doesn't work. Because I have another identical one, which also has no sound. So chances are the fault with this one is the same as on the other. And then again, I just use these now like for security camera monitors and stuff, because they're a nice little small LCD screen and they have a good picture. So I just use them as a monitor for my in-house stuff. There you go. And it is the back that lifts off this, as opposed to the bezel, which you pull the bezel off. Oh, nicely shielded. You don't see that on the TVs these days. Today, there's no shielding. Today, they're just a plastic box. Okay, so here's our speakers here. And of course, there's a headphone plug down here. I wonder if the problem is just the speakers, or look at the speakers. I wonder whether just the speakers have foobarred on this thing because they're all rotten. So maybe it's a speaker problem. Oh, that one kind of looks like it's well, maybe not. Maybe the amp blew the speakers. That's possibly what happened. Is the amp DC'd the speakers? Look at the speaker coil here. It's like the speaker is. It's like falling apart completely. Yeah. Well, it'll be easy to tell if it's just the speakers are shot. I can just plug some other ones in. My Optic TV box is rebooting. I guess it gotta wait. Well, I can go do something else here. Let's see what other stuff I've got. Oh, wow. This one doesn't appear to be doing anything. Oh. Let's just plug some other speakers into this. I'll just tack the wires on here to another speaker and we'll see whether we get any sound. Because this will at least tell me if the amp is any good or whether the problem's in the amplifier. I guess the amp is good. How about this one? Well, obviously we know this one's good. So for whatever reason, the speaker's blue on this set. And I'm wondering if my other one, which is identical, also has... Okay. So the speakers work, or the amplifier works. It's blown speakers. Interesting. Has anyone seen speakers that have blown like that? That is... like, we talk about blown speakers. Man, these things are really blown. I wonder if I can even get these little speakers out of here. I don't think I'm going to be able to find anything like this, but I might be able to find something that'll plug in that I can use. Well, that's what remains of the speaker. They're actually glued in place. There's no mounting screws or anything. These things are glued down. Well, here's one of the little drivers that's pulled out of it. And as you can see, the voice coil itself is just toasted. These actually had a fairly good sized voice coil in them. But it's shot. It's like, yeah, toasty. Looks like this got hot too. It must have maybe when it got jammed. The amplifier appears to be working, so I don't know that it was blown up from the amplifier. But it certainly is. I think probably what happened is the foam went bad on it, so that's what controls the speaker, the movement. And when the foam went bad, it started to rattle up and got jammed up in the magnet. Anyway, these speakers are shot. Hey, there's some wire. I can rewind that rotary transformer. There you go. Not. But anyway, these speakers are FUBAR. I guess this TV itself is going to be basically limited to just displaying pictures, no sound, unless I can find some speakers that I could put in here. I'm going to take a look through my junk pile and see if I can find such speakers that will fit in here. I might get lucky because there's quite a bit of room on the side here, so I might actually have some speakers that I can just stick on the side and make it work. The last time I scrapped an old TV, I kept the speakers. Are these going to fit? Well, I may have to cut a hole in the back of the back to make the back go on, but I think I can probably jam these speakers in here and I can probably make them fit. It might not fit properly, but I don't know, maybe with some luck, I might be able to make these things fit in here good enough. Let's hook them up. See if how they sound. I kept the wires off the other ones to reconnect them. So here's my solution. And then I'll hot glue these little magnets to the back or attach them somehow. I don't even think I need to put any glue on them. I can just sandwich them in here. You know, then I give this back to the customer like this, right? Wouldn't that make them happy? Yeah, the customer would be real thrilled with that, won't they? I think this is the first time I've ever seen a TV. No, it's not the first time I've seen a TV with blown speakers. I correct myself because I remember when I was in the business, certain TVs made by a certain manufacturer that starts with a P and ends with a C. A politically correct TV. We changed lots of speakers on a lot of those TVs. This would have been like 27-inch TVs, I think, at the time, and yeah, people managed to blow speakers on them. We never figured out how people managed to blow speakers on TVs, but yeah, a bunch of Panasonics back in the 90s, I think it was. Some of the Go TVs that they had. A lot of Go's with blown speakers. I say, how people managed to blow those speakers is beyond me. I mean, they must have been listening to MTV at ear-splitting levels or something, but I tell you, they managed to do it. My heart's not in it to do a good job on this TV, because it's just going to go back into the closet to monitor my in-house network for when things don't work properly. That's the only time this thing gets turned on, is when things aren't working as they should, and I need to check it from the media closet. Then I turn on this little set and see what the problem is, and then I turn it off. So this TV gets, I even unplug it. I don't even leave it plugged in, because you know, all these things that are plugged in suck a bit of power, and I got enough wasted power around here with all the stuff that goes on around here. So I don't even leave it plugged in when I'm not using it. I plug it in when I need it, because I sometimes I might need to look at something on this set, you know, like once a week or so. So it might get 5 minutes of use, if that, once a week. Very seldom do these ones ever get turned on. Okay, let's see if I can get that back on there, and then we'll see how this thing sounds. I think I avoided the warranty by doing this. And I think I wasn't even going to do a video today. Well, I was going to do a video, but I wasn't going to do this today. This just, I was looking for something to work on, and I saw the little TV sitting there that's been sitting there for, you know, for a while. I thought, you know what, I'll just see what went wrong with it. Actually, it's not sounding too bad. Stereo, eh? This thing actually picks up stereo sound. There we go. Got my headline news on channel 5, and my cameras and stuff on channel 9. My media player on channel 12, and the time on channel 17. I say this one's done. So if you got one of these little, I don't even know what brand this thing is. I don't think there's a name on it. It's a what is this thing? It's a JC133V11. Whoever made this, it has no name on it. It must be a Jutan, or, well, made in China though. So I have no idea who this is, because there was no brand on it. It was just, I walked into Excess Cargo, and say about 10 years ago, because they're long gone now, but I walked into Excess Cargo, and they had these TVs. They had a stack of them sitting there, and they were like I think they were $49. They might have even been 45. I think they were $49. I got two of them for $100, and I thought, oh, for a little LCD TV back then, and say this was made September 2009, so this is exactly 10 years old from the day that it was manufactured. And I bought it before Christmas because it was one of those 2009. It was one of those last minute, Christmas gifts. I think I probably bought it on like Christmas Eve. The wife said, "Go get the kids something. You haven't got them anything yet." And I went out to Excess Cargo just looking for something fast and cheap. I saw two TVs. There, done. Christmas shopping's over. Anyway, let's just say they lasted for a few years. The other one went out about a year or so ago. Well, actually, the other one out it was probably 2 years ago, because then I put this one in service, and this one ran for a while, and then this one went out about 3 months ago. I guess this one went out. But, both lost sound, and I'm betting that the speakers also fell apart on the other one. I think it's just the foam rubber just deteriorated, and then the speaker fell apart and got jammed up and shorted out, and that was the end of that. Anyway, now you know what goes wrong with these little pieces of crap, and how to fix it with nothing more than a hacksaw and some old speakers. Thanks for watching.